Movement within oneself to the self is actually inaction. Because the movement of someone within their own accord is actually no movement at all, but is only a movement to his own illusions without any essence, since these illusions will always lead to results of their own conduct.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We're like in a cowboy movie, don't you think so?
Yeah. It looks really like.
Such illusionary cycles are therefore non-transformative cycles. And we make a loop and come back to exactly where we started. In this context, the level of Adam in his own loop is liable to water. Namely, it is a level which subjugates one to make a choice between the waters of mercy or the waters of judgment. A choice to be made between blessing or curse. But the real joy, the mere joy of life, actually lies at reaching different conclusions than our own self-inflicted ones, by way of allowing transformation for our minds through these cycles.
If I could write a letter to a younger me, I'd tell him he could become anything he wants to be.
Why? Because then the result will be new levels of consciousness, which always keeps us leading to new beginnings.
Buen día. ¿Qué
Buenos
tal?
días. ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tu
¿Cómo
nombre? ¿Qué te llamas?
Gabriel,
¿De dónde eres?
de Río de Janeiro.
¿Qué haces acá?
Estoy viviendo en un hostel.
¿Hace cuándo?
Hace 4 meses que estoy acá.
¿Qué haces acá hace 4 meses?
Ahora trabajo, tengo una novia.
Tú eres por tu novia, ¿no?
Sí, me vení por mi novia
Vamos.
en realidad al principio.
Tú eres cristiana, ella es no. ¿Es posible? ¿Es como es?
Es distinto porque son pensamientos diferentes.
¿Qué es tus impresiones por la gente acá?
Bien, las personas no creen mucho acá en Dios. O mejor, no creen nada. Pero las de respeto, todas las personas pueden creer en lo que quieren, pienso yo. Pero es un tema de elegir. Hay que elegir la vida que sientas mejor. Yo me siento bien eligiendo este camino, pero acá esto todo es como una broma, así como si digo cualquier cosa de Dios acá, las personas van a hacer reír de mí seguro, van a hacer reír porque no lo creen nada. Y acá comemos de parada.
Claro. ¿Qué quieres decir para cambiar el mundo por días mejores? ¿Qué haces?
My effort in this endeavor was to plant the seed to a fertile land. I had to find an oasis in the desert. Then I noticed that I was not alone. I was in this ark with all the animals who came on board in pairs. All my desires, good and bad, with their counterparts, waiting to be reformed during this journey to the promised land. And they were not only the needs and expectations of my own desires, they were desires of other bosom friends waiting to be fulfilled too. In order to give a meaning to my righteousness, I had to act as a little creator on this ark, or the habitat that I created. I had to bring a new order created by the chaos of these mundane desires. It had to be a full ascension with all the members of this ark.
Porque tengo un guión. Este guión escrito en Estambul, en España. En este momento estoy adaptando esta película. Mi ciudad Estambul es como Uruguay, Argentina, Brasil, juntos. Es una ciudad muy profunda, muy...
Una mezcla cultural muy grande. Esse é o resultado. De nunca parar numa pedra, sempre contornar o...
There was a great meaning in this bond with the people on board with me. It meant that a new life was in creation. That's why I listened to their different tongues without understanding them many times. Just as I did that day with Gabriel. Just to be there for him when he needed to pour his hearts out to someone close in a foreign land. In such a life, there is always a distant shore to be reached across. And no matter how difficult this passing might be, the shores reached are eventually a land of peace.
Hola amiguitos, buenas tardes, soy un viajero del País Vasco y voy a cantarles un par de temitas, espero que los disfruten mucho y aplaudan juntos. Ahí vamos.
So what do you think about the trip?
Well, we'll see, no? I mean, Montevideo is the safest and nicest city I've ever been in South America, and I love to be here. And I would love to make a trip here, but I would love to visit Brazil as well. And this is an opportunity to go with a couple of friends, make some music in there, learn music, see places, girls.
But there was an ocean to be crossed. I had to build an ark, a vehicle which will only allow to hold the things taken for expansion of new life at the shores across. A narrow gate, so to speak. How would I know what I needed to take with me to live on the other side? Thus, the animals who came on board by themselves in pairs. With the presence of these people around me on this ark, I started noticing that I really entered my own dream.
Silence dressed up like love, and stakes at every hole. I need to know. I need. Outs to run and it burns. Outs to run and it burns. Outs to run. Outs to run.
Batman y Robin.
Sí.
No sense to take of love. I'll need